Welcome to the Earth Your Wow podcast, brought to you by Reuserbox, providing a better way to buy cardboard boxes. We're your hosts, Jack and Ellie.
This is the podcast where we talk to industry experts and change makers to try to answer the question, how do we make our businesses better for people and the planet? So today we're chatting to Roz Edwards, also known as the Mannequin Lady. Roz is the founder and director of Mannakin, a company that diverts mannequins away from landfill and back into reuse. Thanks for joining us today, Roz.
Thank you very much for asking me to come.
We actually watched your TEDx talk.
Thank you.
Which was great. Really, really engaging. We wondered maybe if you could start by telling us a bit more about your business partner, Stephanie.
So when I started the business, I actually wanted to be, what I thought I was going to do was become a retail consultant. So I created this website that had all kinds of information about retail. And then I thought I need more content on there. So obviously mannequins are a part of retail, but I'd never worked with them before. So I thought, well, I'll just get one for fun. So my mum lent us 50 quid and went off and Stephanie arrived. And then after that, the business just sort of took off with me listing mannequins, bringing them into the house and hiring them out. And so the story is that in actual fact, she abducted me. Because that wasn't the plan. The plan wasn't to go out and set up a business with mannequins. It was obviously something quite different. So yeah, she's basically, I call her my supervisor now.
Sometimes there's some of the best sometimes some of the best things are not planned though, right?
I think so, yeah. If you've got the opportunity to maybe just go with the flow on something, even if it does seem completely ridiculous, as in my case with mannequins, it was just too much fun. But look what's happened. You know, it's just incredible the way that the business has grown, like the different kinds of clients that I'm meeting all of the time. And all around just one product, a mannequin.
It's amazing. I think what we found is sometimes with a business, like you start out with an idea and then you end up with something completely different. In your case, thousands of mannequins.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as well, it's like, if you're going to go with the flow, listen to what your customers are saying. Almost every mannequin that I have now is there because someone's asked for it. So one person's asked for it, possibly another person will ask for it in the future as well, because predominantly we hire. That's predominantly what we do. So yeah, huge, great big collection, get hired out. I always say that if I'd started with 15,000 mannequins.
So that's how many you've got now?
That's around about what I've got now. I'm not going to go and count them because it's like herding cats, to be fair. But if I'd started the business with, I've got 15,000 mannequins, I'm going to go and do this, I just don't think it would have worked. I think it was all just meant to be. It's a really lovely journey that, just
fell into place.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So you were the idea was, I'll be a retail consultant, and then you put some stuff online, and then there was a small part of it was about mannequins, and then people started wanting to hire the mannequins.
Yeah, that's right.
So you only had Stephanie, is that right?
That's right.
Who has joined us here today.
Should we maybe say for the listeners, Stephanie is a mannequin?
Yes. It's lovely to meet her.
Yeah, she doesn't say much.
So you had Stephanie. Did you hire Stephanie out, or what did you do when people
she actually went into a shop window in Newark for a little while, part sort of like the first, when I was still in sort of retail head mode, that she actually went into a shop window with someone that I was working with and doing their website and doing email marketing and stuff like that for them.
Oh, cool. But then how did you what happened when people came to you and were like, okay, where are the mannequins?
Well, interesting. So when I first started receiving the phone calls, I was they totally came out of the blue. But I was pretending to be the receptionist of this huge, great big mannequin company. And I just had to say to them that, oh, I'm terribly sorry. I've checked in the warehouse. I didn't have a warehouse. I've checked in the warehouse, and they're all out on hire for at least 2 weeks to sort of give myself a bit of a buffer. If the inquiry was for something that was in 2 to 3 weeks, then I took my benefit money and I went out and bought the mannequins that they had asked for, and then hired them out. Wow. So then I've got a little stock of mannequins. And it just kept building up like that. And I never, ever spent any of the money, like in the first 2 years. Because A, I just wanted to be really careful. B, I just really didn't believe that I was doing this like with a whole load of dummies. It's like, is this even a business? So it took me a while to really convince myself. But at the same time, when I started, like literally from day one, I went VAT registered. I trademarked the name. I set up a limited company and just thought, if it's going to go, it's going to go. You know, it's going to do it. So, right, let's just start in the right way.
Is this like a big industry? Because obviously, you know, all shops have mannequins, and I guess like films and programs, and I guess like fashion companies and stuff, right? But is there a lot of people doing this?
After sitting here with Stephanie, you'll probably go and notice that there are so many mannequins around. It is, I don't know exactly how much the industry is worth, but it is huge. It's really, really massive. And the way that it's done, as well as there's a lot of waste in the industry. So a lot of the time, the mannequins will come from the Far East. They've done all of that long journey. And I've flown that journey. It's a long way. All that journey by boat to stand on the shop floor for about 4 years. And then, oh, they're last year's darlings now. We need more new ones. You know, so you've got this linear economy going on where they end up in the waste stream. Whereas what I'm doing with the hire of them is that I'm spinning them. I'm stopping them from going into the landfill.
Yeah.
I can't stop the manufacture of them, obviously. I mean, I wouldn't even try to do that. But I'm doing my bit by diverting them from landfill so that they don't go into the waste stream and be reused, because they're made of materials that can just go on and on.
Yeah, what are they, fiberglass or?
Predominantly fiberglass, yeah.
And what happens to ones that don't get reused?
What I've seen before now is that, and this is only due to management thinking or the procurement part thinking or the waste people thinking, stick them in a skip, get the roller crusher, because they're hollow, right? So obviously the volume of them is quite big. Stick them in a
Don't
skip.
listen, Stephanie.
No, she knows all about this.
She looks sad.
The roller crusher goes in to, you know, they've got less space, and then off it goes to landfill. That is what happens. But people don't always realise that actually there is another way. So for me to get my message out totally, you know, keep on getting the message out is a really, really big part of my marketing, my, you know, the message that I want to send out is that there is actually another way.
Do you think you've become quite an environmentalist doing this? Did it start out like that, or?
I've always been conscious about the environment. I mean, I've always loved the countryside. Trees, I absolutely love. And I went to a few road building protests as a teenager.
Nice.
And it's a case of, you know, why are people so short-sighted? It's actually just look at what we're doing. Is there another way? Yes, there is another way. So that was always going to come into it, always.
Yeah, I guess is your main client base, and is it mainly like TV, film, fashion shops? Is that?
Yeah, mainly.
Yeah.
Which is a very wasteful
That's what I'm
industry.
thinking.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, some people will spend millions on their shop windows only for everything that they've bought.
For Christmas.
And then it's for a few weeks, right?
For Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all it goes into the bin.
Madness.
It is madness, but I mean, it is changing as well.
Yeah.
I think from a cost perspective as well, it's changing, because obviously that's a lot of wasted money.
Yeah.
As well.
How many times can you reuse a mannequin before it kind of, do they start to, can you like repair them, or can they just keep going forever and ever?
depending on how they're handled and how they're treated. And it's amazing how they get treated as well. Even just from, when we've had them out on hire and they'll come back with, well, where's their fingers gone? Or they obviously fell over, now they've got a big dent on the nose. No. So right from the beginning, and I used to do this in my kitchen, much to my children's entertainment, but they can be fixed. There is a cost obviously that goes with that, but that they can be fixed and looked after, and then they're new again. So at our warehouse, we've got what I call the dolly train. So they come in off of hire, they get assembled and just see how they're all working. Yeah, they still work fine. They get hung on rails, and then they get a spa treatment.
Nice.
So they'll get, sanded, prepared. If they need fixing, there's ways of fixing them. And then we've got a spray bay as well, so they'll go in and have a new coat of paint if they need it.
Wow. And you've got this, I don't know what you call it, but I've seen pictures on Google of all these like mannequins and mannequin parts outside.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a huge, big mountain of mannequins. But having that there, that has obviously generated a lot of interest.
Yeah, I've heard some people have said it to me before. There's a place around the corner with loads of mannequins.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
Exactly. Yeah, and it's quite hidden away from the road. You don't really know that it's there. And then when people drive in,
that makes it creepier as well when you see it.
When people drive in, they just like, oh my God, I thought you only had a few mannequins. Like, oh no.
You go around a bend and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what was your kind of like, how did you feel starting this? Because I feel like it's quite a gutsy thing to do, isn't it? Was it, because I was watching your TEDx talk, and was it true that you came over from, was it South Africa?
Malawi.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I lived in Malawi first. So I used to have an African art shop in Somerset with my former partner, and we went to Malawi to go and work with the artists to improve the quality of what they were doing. And then obviously it would have a higher retail value once it got here, if it was better quality. So yeah, I did that for 10 years. And then we split ways. And then when I came back, I mean, literally I had everything because I had my two boys with me. But other than that, financially, nothing. So it was kind of like, it can't get any lower. So whatever I do now, as long as I'm careful, I should be okay.
So you thought you're going to start a crazy business.
I just went with the flow, to be honest with you.
It's very gutsy though, isn't it? A lot of people would have thought, I better just get a job.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of, I did apply for a few jobs. I did some temp work. I've always worked with horses as well. I've been riding since I was a child. So I thought, I did go and work with some horses for a while. But that was at the time when, I was being abducted by and kidnapped by Stephanie, and the business was all starting. So I had to stop doing that because I thought, okay, now let's just go with the flow and go this way. I think you have to be, yes, very gutsy, but what was the alternative? Go and get a job that actually I don't want to go and get a job. I'm not going to enjoy being in that role. And also then I've got big ideas all the time. So I'm going to limit myself in terms of my time, in terms of my income. But if I could start something that went big, this is my time, this is my opportunity to do it. So I was very, very determined that in actual fact, I want to do like as much as I can possibly do and just go for it. And I got lucky, I guess, in a way.
Do you think it was lucky, or do you think it was that grit and determination that?
The grit and determination definitely helped. But because I'd had such a hard time financially, and then obviously sort of uplifting from one country and coming back home, almost with sort of like tail between the legs, really, because I had to ask my mum to bail us out, and then I, went and got a council house, and it was so different from the life that we were living. But yeah, it couldn't have got any worse. That's the way I think about it. And anybody can have an idea, but unless you've actually got some experience, especially in business, behind you, then it's just going to be an idea, isn't it? It's not actually going to go anywhere. Whereas I was like, right, limited company, VAT registration, trademark, like however I'm going to protect this idea. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, but I've tried. And I still think there was an element of luck in there as well.
Was there anybody else doing like used mannequins and mannequin hire at the time?
There are mannequin manufacturers. There's even within Europe, there's a lot of people that are actually making them. They all tend to just sort of, let's focus on the big boys and let's have those big contracts. And yeah, they all do very well out of them, which is absolutely amazing. But for me, coming from, it's just me. I mean, Stephanie's not going to be much help, is she, on the payroll? So, it's just me. So I just have to sort of like find my own little way within it. And then having that environmental sort of like aspect of it, I could really push that side of it because I'm passionate about it. And it was interesting because a lot of the other companies have not ever spoken about, we make recyclable mannequins or mannequins can be reused, because obviously that's going to sort of damage their trade, right?
Yeah.
But then come lockdown, when nothing was going on, all of a sudden, everybody's gone green. It's like, well, yeah, this is good, but like, you weren't doing this before.
So you saw a bit of a change in perception around lockdown then, around the idea of reusing mannequins?
I think everybody went and sort of like, okay, our main stay of business, even for us, like predominantly hiring mannequins out for events, we weren't asked to close because of the kind of business we were, but our customers they couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything. So I think everybody looked for, other ways to, right, how can we still make some money here? And including us we'd started doing things like, well, people really love to come here. So let's make it into a bit of a visitor attraction. And I had one video that a guy called Tom Scott did on YouTube. That really helped because that went viral.
Wow.
And that really helped us get on the map. And I still have people now say, I've seen your video that Tom Scott did.
What was that?
Yeah. So he called it the meters high mountain of mannequins in the Midlands or something like that it's called. And he came and filmed it. I didn't know who he was. And obviously he filmed it, did an interview. And then he said, the guy, the person who's going to edit it, she does all the editing for Big Brother. So I said, so the ears pricked up, and I just thought, okay, so you're quite a professional outfit then. And he said, it'll be online in January, I'll let you know. So we were swapping email systems at the time as well, so all his emails went in spam, and I didn't pick up on them. And then it was a Sunday evening, and my phone's going ding, 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 like this. And I'm like, what's going on? Oh, I've seen you on Tom Scott's video. I went, Tom's video's out. Great, let me go and have a look. And it had been up for 15 minutes, and it had something like 30,000 views. And I went, ooh, that's gone viral. And I think it's about 1.2 million views or something at the moment, which is just incredible. But again, it's part of my story in there, part of the story of the mannequins, and a lot more people know about what I'm doing.
It's an interesting story.
Yeah, for sure.
The hero's journey.
Yeah.
If you could, so when you first came back to England from Malawi, and I guess you were kind of working out what to do, if there was one piece of advice you could have given yourself now, you could have gone back in time and said, I'm you in the future.
Oh, that's an interesting question, isn't it? I think just maybe trust the process might be a good one, but I kind of did. It
sounded like you had much of a process. It sounded like you just did whatever came your way.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt that I'd had a lot of time to think about sort of, obviously, you don't just up sticks quickly from somewhere like that. There's a process. It does take time. So I did keep looking at sort of like, how would I approach something? And I did take my time over a lot of the decisions.
Sounds like you were quite strategic if you thought about like being VAT registered and getting a trademark. And
business studies was my favourite subjects at school. When I did commerce for GCSE, I went to college to do business and finance, and then I always knew. I mean, I invented my first business when I was 8.
Wow, what was that?
Look good, feel good. Ooh. And actually, if I'd gone with that name then, it could have been a very different story now. Maybe Stephanie wouldn't be here, but don't worry, darling. You are here. That's the most important thing. And what it was is my mum had taken me to a yoga class, and I was always good at maths as well. So I was sat there watching all these people doing yoga. Everyone's paying £1 to be there. And I was like, okay, so it's 20 quid just been earned. That's amazing. So I kind of like made up a few sort of star jump exercises and different things. And I thought, I could do this. This is age 8.
Oh, you were the original Joe Wicks.
And I went to, I didn't really tell my mum about it, but I went to the local village hall and I asked if I could rent it, but they wouldn't let me do it because I was 8. So yeah, that business kind of like didn't come about, but it was always going to be something. Yeah, definitely.
It was mannequins.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I was thinking, actually, I have a quick question. I feel like a lot of the mannequins you see have a very the very stereotypical body type of, like, you know, both female and male, I guess. Do you think is that true? Do we get any like plus size mannequins or any real body type mannequins?
Yeah. So the plus size mannequins that I have, I predominantly hire them out because they're really expensive to buy.
Oh, really?
They take a long time to arrive. That's because they have to be specially ordered. And yeah, they're just really difficult to get. So I mean, I've had quite a few customers just recently. Oh, can we buy that one that we're hiring? No, you can't. We get a lot of different mannequins coming because we're recycling them as well. So for, you know, big retail brands that have got too much stock or they're clearing stock out, a lot of those mannequins come to us on a regular basis. So as soon as we've got something that is unusual, it's like, right, we'll have that. So they will go into the hire catalogue. So predominantly that's what I want to do with these mannequins that are coming, you know, being diverted from landfill. I want them to be available to use for anyone. So the plus size ones, they are there. The other thing that we're being asked for a lot actually is just a shorter height. So someone who's 5'2", for example. And then we have to go and look to the teenage mannequins, which aren't always, say, the right body size, but they're the right height. So we, again, don't often sell those ones because they can be really, really useful. There's not a lot of diversity in mannequins. It's just not there.
Do you think there should be? Do you think that's a problem? Or?
Well, the thing is it comes down to A, the demand, and B, the cost of them. So I was asked a little while ago to, is it possible that I could make a Kylie Minogue mannequin, like that sort of size? So I went to the mannequin manufacturers, and for at least £80,000, then the moulds could be made.
Oh, right. So the mould's the expensive thing, and then that's
the whole process of getting it to that stage, yes. And then the production. That's what I was quoted, yeah. So I thought, this is interesting. I wonder if I could make one myself.
So I guess it seems like fashion is still, because it's the fashion industry, really, isn't it? So they're still focused on that kind of perfect body type, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mainly. I mean, I haven't really... I don't feel like I really notice mannequins. I probably will now more.
You will now, I promise you. Yeah, it definitely has that effect on people.
I don't remember seeing plus size ones or different. They seem to be quite generic, don't they?
Yeah, so, they are. They are predominantly. They are.
Which is a bit sad, really.
Yeah.
Have they always been the same, or are they changing, or have they always been the same kind of shape and?
No, they are. They have changed a lot. So I've got a collection of really old mannequins as well, which is lovely because you can see the body shape.
Yeah,
changing the heights a lot as well.
How old are they?
I've got some that go back to 1950s. I don't think I've got anything there earlier than that, but around about 1950s, where they had the tiny little waists. I mean, you can literally put your hands around like this, you know, tiny little waists on
Barbie.
them. Yeah, proper Barbies. Yeah.
I wonder if they will evolve as we go forward and become more inclusive.
Do you remember that picture was going around social media about how humans are going to look in like another couple hundred years with like a hunchback because of computers and like a claw? Maybe mannequins will go like that. I don't know.
I don't know if they'll make the clothes look very nice.
That's a good point.
That's the idea of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they probably need to be a bit more inclusive or realistic.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things that we can do with them, and we could sort of like, you know, build a different kind of mannequin out of several parts, and that's quite exciting. That different things that could be done. I did have a job in Neuchâtel in Switzerland. We supplied 23, I think it was, mannequins that were all part of a display, and they wanted quite a lot of different body shapes, different poses. We were really lucky that we actually found a lot of the poses that they wanted out in the yard. So there was actually minimal kind of things that we had to do to them. But it was like, I've got a plus size sitting lady, and they wanted a plus size sitting lady to sit in this sort of like simulation of an aeroplane that they'd made as part of this display. And she didn't have a head, so we went and took a head off of another one and fixed the head on her and made her, look to the side so she's looking out of the window in the aeroplane. So things can be done with them without even. I mean, if you've got a big adjustment, you would have to redo a mould and all the rest of it. But there's things you can do just with playing with them, really, and just.
I never thought about that. So you have like different poses then, so they come in like different.
Absolutely, yeah.
Never thought about that.
And people think maybe that, you can move them into another pose, or this one stands. Well, can it sit as well? No, it can't sit unless you've got a pair of legs, because the legs detach. So unless you've got a pair of sitting legs that will fit on there. Which is, I've got thousands of body parts in my yard. It's possible I can find something that will do the job.
So what do you do with the bits that you can't reuse, that are kind of too damaged?
The waste.
The absolute waste, yeah. Well, first of all, we never put a mannequin in the bin, because that's just defeating the object, and it's a waste. It doesn't need to happen.
So you're zero waste.
Yeah. And so with the mountain of mannequins, we get a lot of people coming in who are artists, but Halloween is my real big one, because the amount of people that I sell them by the car boot full, right? So, and I give people 15 minutes to fill their car boot up, and it's all very exciting. It's like a supermarket sweep, just to bring some entertainment into it. But they'll go and decorate their gardens for Halloween. Maybe they're raising some money for charity or something like that. And they will get reused, because they'll go into people's sheds and then they come out again next year. And if they're looking a bit worse for wear next year, actually, that's a good thing, because it's Halloween. So it doesn't matter. So that is a really successful operation.
I'd love to know how much waste you've diverted from landfill, or the kind of impact of reusing all these mannequins. I guess you probably.
It's very difficult to keep count. Yeah, but guesstimation says more than 45,000 that I've kept out of landfill.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I suppose if they're getting used multiple times as well, then I suppose that compounds those stats.
Well, yeah. Instead of buying new ones, you're keeping them in use.
Yeah, that's
right. I
right.
suppose if they're flown in from like like Southeast Asia or somewhere.
Yeah.
China and places like that.
Yeah.
I suppose if they're flown in from China, they must have a pretty big carbon footprint, especially if they're just air, effectively.
And sometimes some boxes turn up in my warehouse that have come in, they've come out of retail, and the amount of air tickets that they've got literally stamped on their boxes, and I'm just like, but this is ridiculous. It really is ridiculous, the amount that they've flown. I mean, okay, if it's something that needs to get somewhere quickly because it's urgent, then we're going to use air freight, aren't you? But it doesn't make sense to me when, even now, at the moment, the amount that I'm being asked to, can you take these? They're incredible numbers.
I suppose you don't know what to do with them at some point.
I mean, I can only do what I can do. I can only be, say, like the lighthouse, the beacon of inspiration for people to be able to actually just change their minds. I can't take that responsibility of, that mannequin's just gone out of the gate, and like it might never come back, or it might end up in the bin. I can't take that on, because that would just be ridiculous, isn't it? It's like, it's a ridiculous enough business as it is, but with having to think about like that about it would be bonkers, really bonkers. So I can only do what I can do.
Is the industry changing, the mannequin industry, or is it the same as it's always been?
There are a lot of companies that are using different kinds of materials that they say can be recycled.
Yeah.
Maybe they can be recycled once, and then they're not going to be, the material's not going to be much good after that. So there's always going to be a need for bringing more raw materials.
It probably can't go back into a mannequin, can it? It will go.
I think it can go back in once or twice.
Oh, can it?
And then that would be it. but that process is very expensive.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, we don't have those kinds of facilities. So again, you've got all of the travel involved. When actual fact, like, the way to solve the problem is just to look after what you've got and reuse it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the message for so many things.
Yeah.
Well, this is the interesting part about it, isn't it? This is the really interesting part, that, okay, yeah, it's very niche and it's just mannequins. But then when you look at the format and the process, what else could that be applied to?
What do you think the future is for Mannequin?
I'd like to think that the future is that at least I've had a bit of an impact, or Mannequin and Stephanie's had a bit of an impact on the whole industry. And I'd like to think that more and more retailers will look to, okay, let's not just do the usual thing that we do. These all go in the bin and we just order some new ones. Let's actually stop that and let's actually do something with what we've already got. That would be great, because that's very much the ethos of my business. So if that starts happening in the future, that will be awesome. That will be really, really cool. The other kind of trend that I've seen is, as well, is using a lot of AI generated sort of images, and because it's been interesting to see, say, like maybe in the 80s you would see a lot of mannequins in the shops, and then it went into more kind of like, well, let's just have big vinyl posters with models wearing the clothes rather than the mannequins in the window. And I think maybe in the future also you'll see more kind of virtual reality stuff, so it's actually just all
like
electronic,
screen,
and it's just a screen. Well,
they've got a big carbon footprint as well, those screens, probably. So
probably not as big as mannequins, you'd hope.
Don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting sort of discussion to have, isn't it? And just to see what does happen in the future. But I'd like to think that, and Stephanie would definitely like to think, that all her friends will still be employed.
We've got, if you could give one message, one piece of advice for sustainability to our listeners, what would it be?
Take note of what you're holding in your hands right now that you're about to put in the bin.
Great. Great.
Basically.
Good point. Well, we've built a business around keeping products in use for longer as well, and I think single use is probably going to be over in the future.
I hope so. Yeah.
It's just wasteful, isn't it? It's not even about being environmentally sustainable. It's just about being like financially more sustainable. Yeah. Stop throwing stuff away.
Yeah, and just finding that use for something, which is, that's what's been interesting with the mannequins, is that, for example, what's been really popular is like lingerie bottoms. Just cut a hole in the top and make them into a plant pot.
Yeah.
Or turn them upside down, put some ice in them, and you can cool your champagne in them, because they stick out the bottom of the legs. That kind of creativity is it's just astounding, really, when you see what people can do. And it just takes, just think a little bit differently. Not being so much of a rush as well. Because, if you think, I'll just put that in the bin, you're not really thinking about it, are you?
And our final question, we'd like to ask this at the end of every episode. So we wanted to know where you think the world's going to be in 10 years.
I would like to think that in 10 years' time that we've been through so much that there is just a much, much bigger sense of kindness and community, and people doing things for people, and not just be taken over by the screens all the time. I think there's a danger of, maybe that's what we're going into, where, maybe lockdown was a sort of a sample of that, where, you only can talk to someone through a computer screen. And I'd hate to think that the world, it's a good tool to have, but I'd hate to think that the world would be taken over like that, and that we still have that sense of enjoyment when we're together with people, because we're all humans at the end of the day. We're not computers.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to think.
Hopefully Stephanie's still got a job in 10 years.
Yeah, we'll do our best. Hey, Steph.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. We hope it was truly worth your while. For more information, visit reuserbox.co.uk/earthyourwhile.
And if you'd like to appear on the next series of Earth Your While, please email media@reuserbox.co.uk.